Hey there everybody, this is Ira. It's me. How you guys doing? Hello, I'm here and I'm gonna play Staxel. I'm gonna do a little Let's Play series. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be, but I'll play at least a few episodes worth and just show you guys. I had 2 videos out for Staxel already, as most of you probably know. One of them was just a quick little review and kind of FAQ about some of the main questions people have when they're trying to consider whether to buy an early access game. And the other one was some tips and tricks for new players. Now, in both of those, I've gotten tons and tons of comments. First of all, thank you very much, everyone, for watching them, and a lot of the comments were just really, really nice. People were just being really sweet. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And there's also a lot of questions in there. And I've also seen a lot of questions on the Staxel Discord, where I poke my head in now and then and try to just help people out a little bit. Because I had the opportunity to play the game before release, and so I knew kind of some of the things. So, yeah, I thought I would do just a little Let's Play as well, so you can see some of the actual gameplay, because those little just question and answer things, they only do so much. They don't really show you how it feels to play the game. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm also going to have at least one more of those edited, kind of very quick, rapid-fire question and answer videos soon with some of the most common questions that I've gotten in the comments and on the Discord. So that's coming soon. This one's just a Let's Play, so this one's just like if you're going like, okay, I understand the list of features, but what is it like to actually play the dang thing? Well, here we go. So, first of all, I'm playing this, you'll probably be able to tell actually, I'm playing this with a controller, with a gamepad, instead of a mouse and keyboard. I do not recommend doing this, you guys. Don't do that. Play with a mouse and keyboard. I am only using the gamepad because I'm under doctor's orders at the moment to avoid mouse use wherever possible, and when your doctor tells you stop using the mouse for a little while, you need to listen, because I'm like in a lot of pain from using the mouse too much playing Minecraft and stuff. So make sure, if your doctor ever tells you that, if you ever feel pain in your wrist or your shoulder or your elbow while you're on the computer, stop using the mouse, go rest for a bit, and tell your doctor immediately. I made the mistake of letting that slide for way too long, and now I have permanent problems. So, like, seriously, take care of yourselves, guys. Also, please excuse the hoarseness of my voice. It's just the dry air from winter. I'm not sick or anything. I'm okay. I'm alright. Alright, I've been debating whether to show you one of my current worlds or to show you a new world, and I think I want to start a new world, particularly because, okay, now I have to use mouse and keyboard, particularly because, one of the changes they made in one of the recent updates lets you skip the tutorial, and I wanna test that out. So let's launch that. By the way, I have also tweaked my game world a little bit so that now the world will generate double the size. There's actually a guide on Steam. There's a little Steam guide for that. Oh, I just shoved my mouse pointer up there. No, don't do that, please. If you want a bigger world, it's not infinite, guys. You're on an island. If you want a bigger world, there's a Steam guide, very, very quick and easy little edit with a notepad or whatever. And I doubled the size of my world, so probably going to take a little bit longer for stuff to load. But I have a lot more area to play with, which I like a lot. So I'm going to be female. So there's 3 races so far. These can be modded in as well, by the way. So if you are a modding type, get working, guys. Let's go. Get moving. We want more races. So, oh, you can probably hear Meep the cat in the background scratching a scratching post. So this is Kaith, I think it is. It's basically cat, elf, and human. Now, obviously, I want my kitty ears. Also, you'll notice I also have human ears. They said this was an oversight, and they're going to fix that pretty soon. So the human ears will be going away. I'll only have the cat ears. A lot of people are confused by this animations thing. There's 2 animations, and they're almost identical. The main difference is at the wrist. I'm going to put my mouse pointer in here. Look around the wrist here. This is the kind of bendy one, and this one's more straight. I suppose one might say this one's a little bit more masculine and this one's a little bit more kind of feminine, but even that's a stretch. It's just, do you want your wrists bendy or not? I want my wrist to be nice and straight and firm. And if I'm gonna be a cat, I'm gonna model myself after Meep the cat, who is black. Much blacker than this, actually, but humans don't come, and apparently Kaiths also don't come in actual black. We just have various shades of brown. So, I'll go with that. Let's see, what hairstyle can I go for here? By the way, I've seen a lot of people miss the fact... Ooh, how do you do it? Okay, it's the buttons, the shoulder buttons on the gamepad. There's more than one page of some of these things. Don't miss it, guys. How about that one? I like that one. Let's go with that one. And... so do I want the fur to be actually black? It clashes with the skin color. Or do I want very dark brown? And then I'm not modeling myself after Meep anymore, am I? Oh, that's alright. Let's go with black. Let's go with black. Black fur. Same here. There's 2 pages. The second page isn't that much on it. All these things, by the way, are moddable, as I've said. So you can even if you're not usually a modder, it's a very easy to make a 3D model in a free voxel editing program and just import it. And it will be an option here. I think I like this kind of like, look. So I'm gonna go with that. Oop. And where's my, okay, there we go. It's very difficult to do this with a gamepad, guys. As I said, do not recommend, oh goodness, Meep. I hope Meep calms down a little bit. He really wants to play. I promised him to play after I do my video. So let's get focused and get this done. Yeah, the gamepad controls are just super awkward. It's cool that it's an option, but it's not a great option. How about orange? Meep has kind of orangish yellowish eyes, so we'll go with that. Definitely gotta keep the cat t-shirt, obviously. Oh, I can't make it black, though. There's a 1 black t-shirt. Yeah, it's just 1 black t-shirt. It's gotta... oop. Oh, you gotta select it. Okay, here we go. That would match the eyes. Yeah, let's go with that. Only 1 pair of trousers there. That looks better. And we got the black shoes and the highlights. Let's... I don't know, is that too much? Maybe I'll make them like a... make it like a pink color to match the ears? Yeah, alright, we'll go with that. Or... hold on, I've got something blue in my hair. Should I make him blue? Yeah, let's go with that. Blue. Okay, that's all the options that you got, so let's accept. This, by the way, is very unhelpful, and the devs have said they are working on making this better and just completely fixing this up. Because it's super confusing. Like, this material quick pick, this is for creative mode. This is not something you even use in the game. So don't even bother yourself with this. If you don't understand what to do at any point, jump on their Discord and ask, and you will have an answer in like seconds, because there's tons of people on there right now. Very highly recommend their Discord. It's a nice place. Okay, so here's Farm Fan. Farm Fan's gonna give us a tutorial option. Right trigger. You must be Ira. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do the tutorial, but I want to get all the starting stuff. This was a big complaint that I had originally. That you could refuse to do the tutorial, and Farm Fan would just sulk off and refuse to give you your farming license. So you eventually had to do the tutorial if you wanted your stuff. So that was kind of a bummer. Also, not a big fan of this conversation thing, like, that was you, right? And then you actually have a chance to answer. It keeps putting my mouse cursor up there, even though I'm on gamepad mode. Interesting. This doesn't add anything, and it just makes mischievous players want to say no to see what happens. And it just makes the conversation last longer, basically. So just have you have no option but to say yes. Why do we have an option to say no there? Nope, just as I thought. Ready to learn? Can show you around the village and evaluate your skills. We need to make sure you know what you're doing. Now, the first time you play, you should absolutely do the tutorial, although the tutorial is very incomplete right now. Hopefully they'll make it better. If I say I think I'll pass... okay, so this is a bug, actually. I'm gonna have to report this. Every time I have an option to enter input, my mouse cursor appears up there in the top left. But if I move it just a tiny bit, it jumps back over to the second monitor, which is where I was putting it. So if I say I think I'll pass, you don't think you need the help? Not interested in the subtleties of farming? Are you absolutely sure? Positive. Oh. Well, if that's how you want to play it, don't expect any help with your farm then. Okay, so they without your license, you won't be able to fully restore it. The mayor won't support you either. Had a nice little companion, you don't even get your pet. Okay, so, They said that they added an option to skip the tutorial, but that's obviously not the case. That's not the case. So I'm gonna have to now... Farfan, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna come crawling back to you and beg you. Also, I see the clock has started. The clock stops during the tutorial, by the way, guys, and I think is a huge mistake. I kind of understand why they did that. She's not letting me talk to her, by the way. I am trying. She's storming off, angry. But yeah, having the clock stop during the tutorial means you can, for example, go to the beach and go all the way around the island and collect all of the stuff on the beach and sell it and start off with thousands and thousands and thousands of petals on your very first day. You shouldn't do that, but I kind of understand if people do that. Have you realized your mistake? Yes, give me my stuff. So I guess I'll show you the tutorial then. Yeah, I changed my mind. So devs, you said you added an option to skip the tutorial. That does not appear to be the case. So either there's a bug there, or we have very different definitions of what it means to be able to skip the tutorial. I need to get my stuff. Okay, so the clock has been reset to noon again. And I'm going to show you guys how this can be taken advantage of. You shouldn't do it, and they shouldn't stop the clock, honestly. I'm gonna be... I think the review and the tips and stuff that I did before, I'm enthusiastic about the potential that this game has, and it's definitely fun already. However, it is far from finished and very far from perfect. There's a lot of problems in it, and while I'm doing a Let's Play style video, I'm definitely gonna be picking apart the design. So if you want to see the things that I think need to be improved, this is the video to be watching. So this is how the tutorial works. You have to follow her around town, but you don't have to follow her around town, and this is actually a problem. I mean, in theory, it's nice, it's more immersive, you have the option, and you feel like you're in control. On the other hand, you're in control. Let's take a look here. There's some beach over there, but beach over there, more beach over there. I did set the world to generate at double size. I'm not sure if it worked this time. Maybe since the last update I need to do it again. By the way, they are putting out updates like every day almost. So don't have any fear about this game being abandoned. It's definitely not going to be abandoned. But okay, I can't press the B button to go out of the menu. I have to actually use the map button. I'm just going to show you how this could be taken advantage of. I'm not going to go all the way around the island, don't worry, that would take a really long time, especially with the gamepad, with its imprecise controls. Ooh, acorn. Pick these up. For me, it's going to be right trigger and left trigger are analogous to right mouse button and left mouse button. So I am not a huge fan of the control scheme they've gone for. I feel like it's not very intuitive. Basically, right click or right trigger will, oh, I should have bought a bug net before I came out here. Oh well. Right trigger or right mouse button will interact with whatever you're looking at. Thank you very much, I'll take that. That's the star jelly. It has no purpose, just sell it. These also no purpose, just sell them. This would be a lot faster with the mouse, so I have to aim. By the way, while you are picking something up off the ground, you do not have to sit there and wait for it to finish. You can just click and then go. Same is not true if you're using a tool. You have to keep looking at the spot where you're using it. Which is a bit inconsistent, and I would prefer they would pick one or the other. So yeah, right mouse button or right click to interact with what you're looking at, using like a bare hand, even if you have a tool in your hand. And left mouse button or left click to use whatever you're holding in your hand on whatever you're looking at. So for example, I don't have any tools yet. This is sitting on the ground. Left click doesn't do anything because I'm not holding anything that can be used. Right click, pick it up. Oh, is that a queen bee? No, it's just a worker bee, okay. Kind of want to make a note of where queen bees are if I see them. So these are like that. If I try to right-click on something that I can't interact with, I'll get a little message that says you need shovel to dig this. Now, if I have a shovel in my hand and I right-click, it'll still say that, which is a little bit You have to left click to use the shovel. I'll show you that later when I actually have a tool. I find it kind of, like I said, counterintuitive and a little bit confusing. Also, when you first start the game, guys, when you get one of these, you need shovel to dig this, or any of those other messages, you'll get this sound. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Where it's in here. Audio, mute error sounds. Okay, you'll get this sound. And it is super annoying. Because you'll get that sound every time you miss picking something up. Or especially if you are harvesting. If you are holding a tool in your hand and you try to use it on something but it's the wrong tool, you'll also get the error message. So you get that error message constantly. Fortunately, you just saw in the menu there's a way to mute that, and that is the very first thing you should do when you start the game. Mute the error sounds because they're horrible. It took me a long time to realize that could be done, and I was going insane, and I was starting to get to the point where I was going to be like, I'm not even going to play this anymore if it's going to constantly play this really super annoying sound in my ear. But yeah, you can turn it off, and you should. Right away. In fact, they should have it muted by default. In fact, they should remove that sound from the game entirely because nobody wants to hear that sound. It's the worst. It's just the worst. Okay, but you guys see, all this that I'm doing, look at the clock. It is still noon. Still noon. And even on a regular size island, which I may be on, I'm not sure if it generated. Take a look at the map. Okay, it did generate larger. Okay, cool. I could go all the way around the whole island, picking up everything I find, go back, sell them, and I'll have tons of money. And even just in the time that I've been here, I've gotten a handful of stuff. Let's go see how much money I have just from those few minutes that I spent. Obviously I'm not gonna go all the way around. You could also buy a bug net. The stores are not locked. None of the tools are locked. There was a review that actually wound up quite high in the Steam reviews because it was made early, which said, everything's gated behind the tutorial. You have to complete these tasks to get your tools. Not true. You can buy the tools whenever you want. Acorn. There are some tools that you will get for free if you complete the tasks, and there are most of the tools you will not get for free, and you have to just go to the store and buy them. Hup. Hup. Going through these little forest areas. Yeah, that can be a little bit confusing because they start you off by giving you a lot of tools during the tutorial. You might think, oh, I just need to wait and go through and do more tasks and then I'll get the rest of my tools. I finally went and asked on the Discord, like, am I gonna get the rest of these tools? And they said, no, you have to buy the rest of them. I said, well, you probably should have made that a little bit clearer. So let's go sell these things. Again, it's still noon on the first day, and I can do this for as long as I want. The only thing that you lose is, well, you don't sleep and the days don't pass, so you can't grow any crops. On the other hand, you could, if you were really selling a ton of stuff and you managed to get a lot of money, where am I going? Over here. You could buy the catalog and the shipping station, and you could order a whole bunch of stuff and have it expedited to you so you get it immediately. And you could get some magic water or whatever, although that wouldn't give you any profit. Okay, this is another mechanic that I'm not a fan of, is the selling mechanic. I explained it in my, I think it was in my tips and tricks video. I explained how to do this because it's very confusing. You have to left click on the top of one of these boxes to place items. It places all of them that you're holding. Look down, right click to sell. This is super clunky, and especially on the gamepad, it's a huge pain. And it's very confusing because when you just look at this box, it says right trigger or right click to sell. But if I press that, nothing happens. This is again, I had to go in the Discord and ask. This is very confusing, and I'm sure they could find a faster and better way to sell stuff than this. I don't think they're planning to. I think this is their plan. Alright, so just those few minutes, I now got over 1,000 petals. And I still haven't finished the tutorial. It's still noon. Let's see, I can go into the store over here. I don't recommend starting your game this way. Let's see. Let's buy a bug net. I don't recommend starting a game this way because you're gonna get bored. If you're just like, alright, I can now go around the whole island and get all the stuff, and I can go catch all the bugs and sell them. Before the first day is out, before you plant your first crop, you're gonna be getting kind of bored because it's very tedious. So, okay. The tools you will get for free are the axe, the watering can, the hammer, and the hoe. And that's it. They will not give you the rest of the tools. Also, if you've already bought an axe, for example, before you get this from the woman in the builder's shop when you start the barn building quest. She'll give you an axe if you don't have one already, but if you've already bought one, you won't get one for free, so don't buy that yet. Don't buy a watering can. Buy a bug net. Buy a milker. We're gonna need that. Buy a shovel. Buy a scythe. And buy a pickaxe. Eventually you'll want sheep shears and a smoker for the bees, but you don't need them yet, so don't worry about that yet. They've also increased the prices on release of the shipping station and the catalog. They were 500 each before release, and now they are 2,500, so, which is fine. I'm not really sure why the shipping station is something you have to buy, and it's not something that you just get from the start, but that's the way they decided to do it. Alright, Farm Fan is standing over here, magically keeping it noon. Let's go and talk to her. Because I'm already getting bored of this. Come on. I want progression. I want the days. I want the sun to move. And I now have to go through this whole stupid blah 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 blah. Oh, here's another issue. You don't have to go in and talk to him yet. You can just pound your way through that. I don't know if that's intentional. You will eventually have to talk to him anyway, but you don't have to do it right away. There's my... Okay. Got all my stuff. And she walks so slow. Oh. So this is a video mostly about the annoyances of the game. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Okay, now we're going to your farm. Very slowly. If you don't follow her, by the way, I think this is a nice little touch. She will stop. And look, she's waving her arm. Like, come on, let's go this way. It's kind of hard to see under her hairstyle, but... unfortunately, this also means you can't run ahead of her. Go to your farm and wait there. Which is a bit of a bummer. I thought I would do that once and just kind of hang out there and catch bugs or whatever. But then I realized that she wasn't coming. Oop. Acorn. Walk along the hedge. Yeah, I'm coming. I see it. I can see the farm. You're walking very slow, Farm Fan. And here we are. And then when she turns around, you can talk to her. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna read all the text, you guys. If you get the game, you're gonna be reading all the text anyway. I find it just... The tutorial's really long, from my point of view. Like, in my opinion, it's long, and it's drawn out, and it doesn't need to be. Then she gives you your hoe. Okay, so here you see why I said do the tutorial first, because... Go, you get like your free tools and you get your first crop. You get some money. On the other hand, as I said, you also have the option, if you feel like being cheaty, of okay. This is another thing. I thought they said they fixed this as well. That if you're trying to click very quickly through a conversation, because of course you are, because this is like really tedious. There's no pause in between the last thing they say and when you can click them again. And they said they had added a second pause between the end of a conversation and when you can start talking to them again, so that doesn't happen. But apparently not. Apparently not. So now we have to go in here and talk to this guy, and this can be the first time you talk to him. You don't have to do it before. You can stand in front of Farm Fan and stare her straight in the eyes, and then say, yes, I've talked to him. Okay, so I'll give you a mug of sap. Ask you what animal you prefer. I feel like they phrased this question oddly. Instead of saying which animal do you prefer, say, is there a particular type of animal you like? And then they only give you the choice of cats and dogs. Obviously, I'm gonna go cats. Okay, here's a thing, you guys. There's food and drink in this game that you can eat and drink. Don't. that does nothing so far. Just sell it. Just sell it. I think they should disable the eating and drinking mechanic, actually, until they implement something actually happening from it, because you can accidentally eat your crops, which I don't like. Yes, there's a note for you. Click, 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 click. Okay. That time there was a delay after the end of the conversation, so maybe they just didn't implement it everywhere. Maybe they didn't implement it with some of Farm Fan stuff. So now we run over here. Talk to Leaf. It gives you the stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Click, 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 click. Okay, cool. So it looks like they have implemented that pause. Oh god, I hate the way the tools bounce around. There we go. Now you gotta bring it back to Rowan. Set it up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now we can go back. My farmer's over here this time. By the way, the town does randomly generate, the map does randomly generate every time you start a new world. Your farm is in a random spot each time. Most of the town stays the same. There are just a few things that move, like the marketplace can be in a slightly different place. But the rest of the map is randomly generated. So if you start out and you don't like where your farm is, or you don't like the look of your island, it's the M key, by the way, on the keyboard. If you're using mouse and keyboard. Oh, look at that. Did that generate like a separate island, or does that go around like that? I need to go check that out. In fact, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that now. How are we doing on time? Oh, I'm almost out of time, actually. I'm gonna go and see that, because that's actually much more interesting than Farm Fan complaining that she didn't get her sap. She needs her fix. And then she gives you some miracle, or she gives you your pet. She gives you some miracle water. Shows you how it works. Miracle water is never, ever, ever going to be worth it, though, because the only way to get it, I think, right now, is to buy it from the catalog. And even if it appeared at the merchants, it would be very expensive. And there is no crop that is worth so much, as far as I know. If I'm wrong about that, if anyone knows of a crop, maybe one of the golden crops is worth it? I don't know. But I don't think that's worth it. Until they give us a way to find that, like in the wild somewhere, that's not going to be worth it. So don't bother worrying about the magic water. Is my advice. How we doing? Where are we? Okay, going that way. I kind of like this map. I was thinking I would start a new game and show the tutorial and stuff. Just, I know I'm not catching the bugs and stuff, but, and just show how the game start feels like. The game start is a little bit frustrating, and I can, like, totally understand why... Ooh, that's a stag beetle. I'm gonna need that. Keep stag beetles, the first couple of stag beetles you get, by the way, guys. You'll need them to make the fishing pond, and I don't even think you can order stag beetles anymore. Left click. Yeah, and then depending on how this world generates, for the next episode I will either continue with this world, or I will show you another world where I have already made some progress. So that'll be in the next episode. You guys can leave a comment and let me know which would you prefer. Which would you prefer? Would you rather see me starting from scratch, building my way up in this world, which I have to admit has a very cool generation? I think that might be a second island over there. The other one that I made that was larger, it was really just like, it was just bigger. Oh, you can find these little houses sometimes, by the way. Oh, there's another star jelly. These sell for so much money. And they do nothing else, so it's perfectly okay to sell them. Do not even worry about it, guys. Yeah, sometimes you can find these little houses. Sometimes they're just in ruins, and sometimes they're nice, and they got beds and stuff in them. Yeah, look at that. You don't have to stay in the farm, by the way, guys. Anything that you can do anywhere. You can build a whole new farm somewhere, if you want to. Or if you're playing multiplayer, which it is very easy to do through Steam, or to set up a dedicated server, relatively easy to do. They have a little wizard for it. My gosh, I think that did generate as a separate island. That is so cool. Yeah. Like you and your friends, like it'll only generate one farm when you generate the world. can build another one. There, you can totally just rip apart the farm that they give you. Destroy it. You can build a house right in town if you want to. You can build a house right in the center of town if you want to. I'm waiting to see if this is gonna, like, curve around. I don't think it does. I think it's gonna curve to the left up here. How's the map looking? Very slowly filling in. Look how big I made this island. I love it. Totally make your map bigger. If your computer can handle it. The thing is, as you can see, it does require a much beefier computer to generate a bigger world. Be aware of that. Don't do this if you're trying to run this on a lower end computer. My computer is not top of the line, but it's pretty good. I've got 16 gigs of RAM. I've got a decent video card. I've got an i7 processor. So my computer can handle this. And even my computer, it's loading a little bit slowly. Here we go. Here's the root tree. There's a whole bunch of root trees around here. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious, this is a family-friendly game. Come on now. Come on now. I didn't see that way at first, but somebody... Is that another star ballet? Yes! Somebody in the Discord posted a screenshot. This tree is very angry. It's hilarious. I have no idea if they did that intentionally or not. This just goes on forever, oh my goodness. Alright, this is starting to curve. I'm gonna go over there, check this out. Here's how you swim, guys. The way you swim is... You don't. You just keep walking. By the way, somebody had asked... A couple people had asked, actually, is there a way to play this game in third person? Yes, you can play it in third person. It's in here. Third person. You can even set the camera distance somewhere in between. You can change the field of view if you want to. So yeah, this is swimming. It's just as fast as walking. I do like that the walking speed is really fast, by the way. Let's go check out this little island over here. Oh man, I might have to keep this map, and I might have to use this island. The ocean appears to go forever in every direction, by the way. Do not go looking for other islands. There are not any. Presumably, there's a hard end of the world border somewhere. Gosh, this is way out here. That's bananas. I didn't know that was possible. Very cool. Yeah, so you can play in third person like this. I don't prefer to do it, because it feels a little bit like playing Minecraft in third person. Like, it's less precise, and your body is standing in the way of whatever you're trying to do. But for just exploring, I think it's fine. Oh my goodness. This is like... I need to end the video. I didn't realize it was going to take me 1,000 years to get out here. But I need to see this. I've never seen this happen. I did not know it was possible. Gotta know. How big is this little island over here? I mean, it would be totally impractical to build a farm over here, because you still have to go into town to buy stuff. I mean, you could live completely with a selling station and a catalog, but the selling station only has 9 slots in it, and you have to wait overnight to get your stuff. Alright, almost there. Almost there. Look at this! I got a second island! Totally bananas. This is so cool. Okay, it's loading in. It's loading in. This does not normally happen, you guys. Do not swim out into the distance. Whoa! I just had like a total frame drop there. Oh my gosh! Wait a minute, is this... Does the map loop or something? Is this just the same island? Because this is huge. This is like a... Oh. 2 stag beetles. Got them. Alright, so if I decide to keep this map... I've already got my stag beetles. That's for making the fishing area, by the way. And the fishing pole you will get for free as well when you build the fishing area. Which takes a little bit of time, but it's coming. So don't freak out about how do I get my fishing rod. You'll get it. You'll get it. Alright. No way. No way did it just generate a whole second island over here. I need to go in the Discord and ask about this, because this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Unless this is the same island and it just loops around. And I've just never swum out far enough to find that happens. But this looks like it's generating all new land. Oh my god. I think it did generate a second island. And a real big one. So that's a thing, apparently. I didn't know that could happen. If anyone has had this happen and you know what causes it, you know what exactly is going on here, leave a comment, please. Let me know. I still I'm waiting for the town to pop up ahead of me again. I'm feeling like surely this is just looped around because this island is way too big. Holy crap, I can make a whole other civilization over here. And by the way, you can also move the town, guys. If you break the mailboxes for the NPC houses, they will leave town. Okay, so here's the edge. Holy crap! This is just gargantuan then, this map. Alright, I'm gonna have to keep this, obviously. If you look at the mailboxes for the player houses, I'm not at one right now, so I can't actually show you. It lists everything that they need for that to be considered their house. And if you take any of those things out, or if you break the mailbox itself, their house is no longer registered, and they will actually leave. They will leave you. They will leave the island. They will move away. You can fix that by replacing their mailbox, making sure everything is in the house that they need. But you don't have to leave it there. You can move the whole village if you want to. And then overnight, they will come back wherever you put the stuff, as long as all of their totems, that's what they're calling the mailboxes and stuff, as long as they have all the stuff in them that they need, they will come back anywhere you put them. So if you found a second island like this and you like it better for some reason, this is completely insane. I'm absolutely blown away by this. You could move the whole village if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but you could. So, keep that in mind. You cannot break the sell boxes, though, that the merchants have. I tried. I was like, I'll just move one of these sell boxes onto my... No, you can't do that. However, I think the merchants are tied to the fountain. I think that's the thing that makes them generate. And possibly the town hall. So, if you moved enough pieces, you could get the merchants to spawn right outside your house if you wanted to. Or you could just build your house close to town. Or however you want to do it. Alright guys, I think I've gone over time already. Thank you very much for watching. This has been very cool. Leave a comment. Tell me what would you prefer? Would you prefer to see me showing off a game save that I've already spent more time on? Or would you prefer to see me stick with this save and just continue playing on here, start growing some crops, start building some things, and see how that goes? I had an idea. Somebody had mentioned that it should be possible to place those totems, those mailboxes and stuff, underground and make an underground city, and I really want to find out if that's the case. And if it is, guys, dwarfish mountain home, like, seriously. Alright, I'm gonna be swimming for the rest of my life. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!